And we are live, Newsday Tuesday. I'm your host, Go Room, Room Show Podcast. News updates with my friend Len Besthoff. Len, how you doing?
I am large and in charge here, man. It's 75 degrees. It's May 19th. It's really warm outside, and I'm doing this podcast with you outside. That's pretty good.
Right. And it's early. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ryan Hanrahan, our meteorologist at NBC Connecticut, was saying that it's going to hit 97 today. This is going to be an official heat wave if we hit 90 today, which it sounds like we will. Let me see. Temp right now, where I'm sitting, is 76, and it's early in the day. So here we go. But that's okay. Just be careful with your air conditioner. Don't don't crank it too much because it'll cost you. Wait till you get home. Just put it like 70. You'll be all right. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe, maybe.
Heat
You been
wave.
enjoying the good weather?
Yeah. Got out this morning. Nice warm breeze. Got to bring the
So,
dogs out a little earlier.
yeah, me too. You might hear ours. Right now they're cooped up inside, but Mrs. B may let them out. Then they'll be making a cameo on your program.
They're going to be happy, excited going outside.
What's that?
They're going to be happy going outside, start running around.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Crazy, crazy. One of them got loose on Sunday. We were going to a wedding, which I'll get to in a minute. That's one of the fun things this week. But woo, Sunday morning I got 2 miles in. Excuse me one second. All right, people are texting me. I got to get to court, so we better get going here. I'm ready anytime you are. I guess you're recording. You can cut this out. But
Yeah.
if you want to do the formal start, I'm ready anytime.
Okay. So I'll start off. My last classic movie is called Kiss of the Dragon with Jet Li. It's a karate movie. Nice one.
And this is where'd you see this on?
It's on Tubi, DVDs, YouTube, Netflix, a couple streaming apps.
I'm gonna have one for you next week. I'm only, an episode or two in on a different show. My entertainment is a little bit different. It's not watching TV or a movie, which is entertainment certainly, or going to a ball game like oh here, Hartford Yard goes Los Chivos. Um, but no, our entertainment, and it could be yours. In fact, I think it is. Wedding season.
Yeah.
It's beautiful weather, like we just talked about, and I have started the wedding circuit. I've got at least three this year. One of them I know very well. Actually, all three of them I know very well. And one of them, we went to her wedding on Sunday, and it was beautiful down in Brantford. But woo, it was hot. Black tie only, and we were outside, and we were cooking. Thank goodness my
Oh man.
wife had a parasol because she's very fair. So you know, she couldn't be sitting in that sun. So I at least was able to keep my dome from getting too burnt there, which is good. But it was
How
fun.
hot was it?
90.
Oh man.
Yep. Yep. All that training down south, I was able to do it without sweating. So, but not easy. Not easy. Not easy. Not easy. So
But
that's the entertainment. Um, Food, mine's a weird one. You see, I'm sitting here outside. I'm not going to give you the tour of this blog post, or excuse me, this podcast, but we grow a lot of things at the Besthoff house for tomato, vegetable kind of stuff. And so we've got tomatoes, peppers, basil, lettuce. And so my food right now is homegrown food. And so we are actually growing lettuce up on our deck here and basil, and we put that in our salads that we have every day. And, it's something I highly recommend. What's your hot food of the week, Rome?
Salad. I got to get back into salads. I've been doing bad.
Sometimes you're busy. Salads take time.
Yeah. Nice
If you buy
salad
them, they're
with
wicked
everything in it.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's a Rome
Fully
salad?
salad. Lettuce, cheese, onions, a nice dressing. Got to be red onion. Some eggs. Uh,
Ooh.
any type of meat.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What kind of dressing is a good dressing? Because that's a tough question. Everybody, that's where people break off, I think. Because I think dressing is one of those that it's very personal. So what's your dressing, Rome?
I like balsamic and French
Me
dressing.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a balsamic because it's just enough to get the stuff wet, so it's not dry. You don't want to eat a dry salad. Gives a
Right.
little bit of flavor, but you're still getting the taste of the tomatoes or the peppers or the onions. So balsamic, and I don't even have a number two. I don't know if you do.
French dressing, that orange one,
French.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Now that's the whole other end because that's a very thick kind of dressing. And to be fair to you, my number two I would say would be blue cheese, which a lot of people hate. People blue cheese dressing, people either like it or they hate it. There's no in between. It's sort of like what's the other one? Oh, mayonnaise. That's we were having
Oh,
that discussion in NBC Connecticut yesterday in the newsroom. They're like, you either like mayonnaise or you don't. And I'm like, how do you
yeah.
have tuna salad? But he's like, I really don't have it. This is one of our photographers in the investigative unit. He's like, nah, I can't stand mayonnaise. And the producer, nah, I can't stand mayonnaise. I like mayonnaise. I mean, not gonna eat it straight, but um, certainly on a sandwich or egg salad, tuna salad, that kind of thing. And I think I'm starting to detect a little bit of bird action. That's the other thing. We're in the backyard here, Ron. So don't be surprised if over my shoulder you get a little bit of bird action. I'm not going to look, but you let me know. The ones we're getting this time of the year are orioles, which are orange and black. They're really pretty. We'll see if we get any. But anyway, so that is, I think I've given you my entertainment, my food. We're on the same wavelength on the salad too.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Gotta get healthy.
And then what about sports? What's your big sport this week?
Sports, I don't have one this week. It was a busy week.
Okay, that's fair. I got a wild one. You can actually see a story on this on the NBC Connecticut webpage. You, you'll know of this, but when I was in college, way back in the last century, they had something called hacky sack. That's what we did for fun during downtime between classes. If you were like at a ball game or something, college game, and it was halftime, you're hanging out with your friends. Have you ever seen those little hacky sacks? They're these tiny little sacks with like rice in them, and people kick them and keep them up in the air. They get in a circle.
Yeah.
It's apparently coming back, 25 to 40 years later. One of our sports anchors, Matt Sotil, did a story about how the Staples High School baseball team, it's down in Westport, they're very good. Um, and after their game, their new post game ritual is they do hacky sack, 18-year-olds. So it spans the generations, Rome, but hacky sack is my big sport this week. Let's go hacky sack. I don't know if I can play it anymore, but maybe you should bring it back.
Yeah. That's fun too.
You've done it?
Yeah. I tried it.
Something to
Bringing
do.
like, yeah, they're making all those sports like from back in the day, like they're making them professional now, making a bunch of leagues for them.
Hmm. There's pickleball league. Maybe we're gonna have a hacky sack league. We'll see.
Yeah.
So, dude, I got a lot of news today. In fact, I gotta go because I got so much news today. Um, Normally Monday is a sleepy news day. We're not recording on a Monday, but we had a wild Monday this week. It was pretty pretty tranquil. until about 2 o'clock, and then it was like bam, 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 bam. All these headlines. I'm going to give you a few of these here. So the biggest one, I think one that people are going to be talking about for a while, is the case of Stephen Jones. This is the man from Hartford who was shot and killed by a Hartford police officer after a mental health episode. This happened on February 27th of this year, 2026, and there was a lot of debate when it happened about was it a justified shooting, because if you don't remember, what happened was he was having a mental health episode. This was on the north end of Hartford. It was a sunny, cool day, and police showed up and they had him surrounded and they were trying to de-escalate. And then this other officer, Joseph Magnano, now a former Hartford officer, showed up and within a minute or two, if not less, began shooting and shot this man 9 times and killed him. And a lot of people were very upset and called it an unjustified shooting. The mayor ended up firing the officer. The police union said it was going to be a long summer in the city after that. And then what happened yesterday is that the inspector general for the state of Connecticut, Elliot Prescott, he came out with his report on the February 27th shooting. And Prescott concluded that this was not justified. And now Magnano has been charged with first-degree manslaughter. He was actually arrested yesterday. So Magnano has now been arrested, the former Hartford officer. He is going to be arraigned in court possibly today. And that's not what I'm going to court for, but I'm going to have to run at some point, Rome. But there's a lot of news going on today. This was on Blue Hills Avenue in Hartford, and Mr. Jones had a mental health crisis. And it raises a lot of questions, Rome, about police and getting called to respond to emotionally disturbed people. There have been a number of calls over the years to have more mental health professionals working on police forces or in tandem with police forces. And I think it's pretty universal that this is something that a lot of towns and cities are going to start working toward because of incidents like this. So it's a tough story all the way around, for the police, for obviously the Jones family, and hopefully there can be some healing here. This is a tough one. Look, Rome, got another tough story. Marty Gay, the chair of the Board of Regents, has stepped down in Connecticut. The Board of Regents, oversees the educational facilities we have in our state. And they released documents last week that the chancellor, the interim chancellor of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities, that includes like CCSU. You went to CCSU, right, Ron? So like the overarching organization is called the Connecticut State College and University System, and they oversee everything. The Board of Regents oversees that. Well, the Board of Regents director stepped down after the interim chancellor for the state university system resigned after a sexual harassment investigation. And this comes on the heels of the other chancellor getting in all kinds of trouble. So Marty Gay decided to step down. He now, though, will be moving to Harvard, where he's going to have a year-long fellowship. But interesting story coming out of New Britain there today. This one's a wild one. I'm going to end with this one. Rome, watch your gold. I don't have any gold in the house. I'm sure you don't. I would say that's my best theft-proof system, is I don't have really good stuff. But check this story out. A 23-year-old man was arrested after he claimed to be a Federal Trade Commission agent, and he collected $900,000 in gold coins from a Trumbull guy.
Wow.
Tushar Sharma, who's from India, but currently lives in Arcadia, California, was arrested by the Trumbull Police Department Detective Bureau and the Crime Suppression Unit, along with the Bridgeport Police Department Task Force. He's charged with conspiracy to commit larceny in the first degree, criminal attempt to commit larceny in the first degree. So basically, he reached out to these people by a phone and convinced them to hand this over. So if you get a phone solicitation like that, you know, I mean, obviously they ended up catching this guy, but he gave the money over. I don't know if he recovered the gold. Didn't get that far in the article because I had to get out here and talk with you. But the bottom line is, you know, be careful. There are so many scammers out there, Rome. Our consumer unit at NBC Connecticut investigates all these allegations of scams and ripoffs and things like that. They're allegations until proven, certainly. But if you ever have, an issue sort of like this guy, or maybe not that catastrophic, but a consumer issue, bad fridge, contractor not doing his or her job, always reach out to the NBC Connecticut response team. There's a consumer complaint form you can find right on our website. There's my plug for the day.
There we go.
Yeah.
Gotta watch the scammers. Too many out there.
And we're trying to do what we can do on that. As a station to help people recover things. So certainly, reach out to NBC Connecticut. Jennifer Joas, our consumer investigator, is outstanding. She's actually out on a stakeout right now that I can't talk about, but she's working for the viewers, just like me. And for that reason, I must go. I got to get to court. But Rome, so good to see you, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
All right, Rome. Sorry I didn't get any birds today. We'll try again next time.
All right, next time.
All right. Take care, Rome.
All right, take care. And that is this week's news updates. My friend Len Besthoff from NBC. And we are here every Tuesday. Don't forget to click that subscribe button on the YouTube if you haven't already. It's your boy Go Rome, the Rome Show podcast, and I'm out. Peace.